Hi Soul Tribe, it's Renee Asiri with InsideJobHealing.com coming to you with this week's Astro and energy forecast. Hopefully you're staying safe in the 100-year storm and you are warm and taken care of. So we just had some new moon energies come on the map Monday and Tuesday. So for the last couple of days, as you know, new moon energies are usually felt 3 days before and or 3 days after. So we're still in the energies of the new moon. It was a new moon in Aquarius, which is a very innovative sign. Aquarius is an air sign. It is the sign of, humanity and humanitarianism. It's also ruled by Uranus, and Uranus rules our authentic expression, our sense of freedom. And so many of us are dealing with these themes of how we can feel free, how can we show up as our authentic self at this now moment. And these themes are not new because we've had that Uranus-Saturn push and pull all of 2021. And we're going to experience it somewhat in 2022 as it tapers off, but it's not as intense. And I'm happy to report that Venus, the planet of love and money making and investments and projects and harmony, is no longer in its official retrograde that ended January 29th. And now we're in the post shadow. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit freer with your finances or feeling a little bit more self-assured about your body image, about your self-worth, about your beauty. Hopefully that you've had a chance to really deal with some of your issues, whether it's weight related or body dysmorphia or not embracing your aging or imperfection. So hopefully the last few months have given you time to do that, because we were in the pre-shadow in November with Venus retrograde, and then officially in the Venus retrograde from December 19th to January 29th, and now we're in the post-shadow until the beginning of March. So at least we feel lighter in that way. Hopefully the financial markets and the stock market has bounced back with Venus being not officially in retrograde. I'm also happy to report that Mercury is going to stop being in retrograde either this Thursday or Friday, so February 3rd and 4th. We're going to have Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of affecting sales and travel and marketing and technology and contracts. It affects all those things. Is no longer going to be in retrograde. It is going to be in the post shadow, but again, at least it's not going to be an official retrograde starting this Thursday or Friday. So it's coming up soon. So that's very exciting as well, because we got hit by Venus and Mercury being in retrograde, both things. And so some of the themes that I talked about, especially a lot of these planets are in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, which is very slow. It's very foundational. It's very much like status quo. So a lot of us have felt stuck in some ways, where we haven't felt free, because again, those are all Uranus themes, sudden change, freedom, right? All those things that rule Aquarius. So even if you don't understand astrology, just understand how it's affecting you on a practical level, all of these energies. So even sudden change, we have this 100-year snowstorm. That's very sudden. It came out of nowhere. That's very Uranus, and this new moon is in Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. So it makes perfect sense that we just had this new moon, and the storm came upon Chicago and Illinois and the Midwest yesterday. So it makes complete sense that the astrology is in play with our collective experience, with our weather, with what's going on in reality. And so what I want to ask you is, where do you not feel free in your life? And that's subconsciously, consciously, unconsciously. There's an area in our life where we feel that we're not free. In a lot of areas, we feel that we've cleared up the debris, crossed a lot of energy, let go of a lot of stagnant energy, broke a lot of soul contracts. And we feel free in a lot of areas in our life. However, there's still at least one or two areas where we don't feel free, and that Uranus energy is putting pressure on us. How do we fix it? Why didn't the solutions of the past happen? Why is this happening? Why do we not feel free? Why are we stuck? Why is it taking so long? So all those questions are coming up in our mind, and we can either decide to be very decisive about it and be very aggressive and be very Aries. The ruler is ruled by Mars, and just kind of, make these quick and fast, hard solutions. and be very aggressive about our problem solving? Or are we going to take a more Capricorn, more Saturnian approach and be slow and steady wins the race, and lay the foundation and make these slow moves that are going to eventually, steps that we're going to take to actually achieve our end goal and, of freedom in that area or two in our life where we feel stuck. Okay. So for me personally, I teeter back and forth about whether I want to aggressively solve it or if I want to take the steps and build the foundation to actually have a true resolution to areas in my life where I don't feel free, and where it's going to be a sustainable solution. So hit me up in the comments or DM me and let me know how you're feeling and what you've decided to do. But the good news is a lot of us are feeling that sense of freedom more than ever. We're starting to feel the new energies of the new paradigm. We're starting to shift our mindset. We're feeling lighter, more energetic, less tired. Because remember that whole Saturn and Uranus conjunction and opposition is really trying to help us usher in a new paradigm and let go of the last 35 years. And a lot of us have had victim consciousness or abandonment or abuse or traumas or shadow aspects that we need to really let go of and clean up. And I know that, Phil Good's latest video on YouTube really resonated. So, feel free to watch it if you're interested. But he talks about how we're really trying to process the traumas and the shadows in order to let those go, in order to usher in this new paradigm and stop living in the past and not allow the ego to rule and really step into your power with the higher self, and feel worthy of this new reality. So really, we're kind of coming up to the cusp. We're on the brink of greatness. We've been working toward this for a long time. Been working towards this since 2020, since especially October 2020 was a turning point for us. And so we've been hit by these eclipses and these new moons and full moons pretty much from October 2020 that have been preparing us, but then we've had some obstacles because a lot of us have not felt worthy or had self-esteem issues or were self-sabotaging. So we just really needed to kind of go through that journey, that internal journey, to really build the foundation for our future selves and future success. But we had to kind of get the foundation right. And that went on all of last year. And then until November, things started to really move, early November, where we felt like, okay, we were finally worthy of this new paradigm, but that happened really fast. And then we kind of slowed things down again, especially with Venus going into retrograde. And for the last, I would say 6 to 8 weeks, until now, really until last week, we've just been in this slowdown. Nothing's really happening in our love life or money making or projects, nothing new, no new relationships, no new projects, no new business partnerships. It's just felt like there's been so many delays, so many slowdowns. It's been very frustrating. A lot of people felt very angry because the ego likes its timelines. The ego's a control freak. It likes to control everything, and is terrified of the unknown. And we're very much living in the unknown, and the ego is like, And so we've just had this resistance to what is. And so if you really want some peace of mind, let go of the attachments to the projects or the things that you're trying to do. Let go of attachment, do your bit, leave the rest with God, the God of the understanding. And then if you want to feel a sense of peace, you have to feel like it's already done, that, that whatever needs to get done is already done in another timeline, and you don't need to micromanage the shit out of everything and control everything. You have to have trust that Spirit's got your back. It knows what you want, and it will find the best solution. It might not be your solution, but it will be the best solution. So let go and let God, and just ultimately keep showing up every day, and really try to find that joy, because I feel like a lot of us have been squeezed, so the area that we feel that we're not free, it's just been illuminated because there's a lack of freedom in the collective. And that is really, we've been kind of like in our homes for 2 years on lockdown pretty much, and masks and restrictions and travel restrictions and work restrictions and get the vax and do this. And so a lot of us have lost a lot of our freedoms. And so that's really shown the light on where do we not feel free internally in our life, right? And like I said, we've tried to find solutions. We try to break free, and we've just had impasse after impasse, delay, blocks. And we're kind of reaching the culmination of that, and we're on the brink of breaking through. And we just have to keep steady, but also trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. and we don't have to control everything, and we just need to lay out the steps and do our part and let spirit guide us and do the rest. So I love you guys very much. It's Rena with InsideJobHealing.com. If you are interested in sessions, book a free one with me in the bio. If you're interested in my lifestyle transformation course, it helps you get into alignment. Also, book a free session with me so we could talk about that. But I'd love to be an assistance in any way I can. These are definitely very interesting times, and it's really time to be very spiritually disciplined and ushering this new paradigm by really getting your mindset straight, waking up every day, trying to find that joy, feeling peace and freedom regardless of what's happening in the collective. So love you guys. Rena with InsideJobHealing.com.